Biggest thing I see right now in business, you're really eliminating yourself from time stealers. Because if you're in sales and people waste your time, you don't make any money. You know, I sell businesses. The only time I get paid is when a sale closes and the deal gets funded. Other than that, you could be spinning your wheels, wasting time. You know, people promise you the world, but actions speak much louder than words. Like for an example, you know, we're closing on this huge deal. I don't want to say it yet. Hopefully we're closing. We don't know if we're closing. Yeah, it looks good. I've been talking about it for the last 2 years. Over a $50 million deal. And every time it's going to close, you know, something pops up. The money, the investor didn't want to put the money in. This guy went on vacation. This guy, you know, so there's always something. You got to really make sure that you're speaking to people that are credible. They're not going to steal your time, whether it's in a deal or whether it's anyone in life. Every single thing that you do is a sale. Every single conversation you have with someone is a sale. First impression is everything in business. When I meet someone for the first time, I like to dress in a button down. You know, I usually get a haircut. Right now I gotta go get a haircut. But you gotta look presentable. You gotta speak slow. You gotta speak nice. You gotta have good tonality. It's very important because everything is a sale. Now speaking of a sale, let me call my brother-in-law real quick what we have here because he's waiting for me to call. I forgot.
How's your phone?
It's great. I got a new phone. I got a personal assistant we're hiring now, and I gotta separate myself from everyone.
Yeah, I feel you.
Tell him, listen, good news. Spoke to Mike. He's gonna get us the payroll. Landlord's coming back on the 2nd. We're gonna figure it out. You know, we got the money, people backed up, so just take it easy for a week. It's a very seasonal business. Before it rains, it's slow.
Give me a little snippet, Mike. How do you see the red flags, early signs of time wasters?
Are inconsistent in what they say. So, I want to buy, talking about buyers of businesses, right? I want to buy a grooming, I want to buy a laundromat. Then the next week, he's like, I want to buy a pizzeria. The next week, he's like, I want to buy a veterinarian clinic, all over the place. People talk about getting SBA loans and people talk too much. That's how you know you're a time waster. Shut the up. Sit in the corner. You don't know shit when it comes to business. I'm sorry. That's how you gotta be. I shut the up. I've done over 500 deals. I have no ego whatsoever. You can't. People that have an ego, that's number one red flag. Number two red flags, and I'm learning about what I'm just saying this is the honest opinion. Ego. That's the biggest thing. I don't want to be around anyone with an ego. If you have an ego, get the away from me. And if anyone hears this that's an entrepreneur, do not surround yourself with people with egos that think they know everything, and then they look at their bank account and they're like, I don't have any money. So always be learning. Number two, people that are time wasters, they are always like talking about other people. They're not talking about ideas. They're not talking about how to grow. They're always just talking shit. They're just drama. Oh, you hear about this guy? This, you hear what happened in the United States, this and that. Here are common misconceptions that I've dealt with over the last 12, 13 years of being in sales and having relationships with people and just learning as my career grew. So the first one I want to get into is different mentors or different people that I've had along the way that I've been dealing with, where you look up to them, they're great, but then you surpass them and then they become jealous. So, for an example, I had a guy that I used to work with, nice guy, family guy, very jealous guy. I was 22, he was probably 55. He brought me in, he said, he always told me I was a kid, which is fine. But then when we came down to doing our first deal, it was a $30,000 commission. We each did 50% of the deal. He controlled the deal. I was young. It was my first deal. He's like, you know what, kid, I'm only gonna give you $5,000 because I have big expenses and I'm gonna take 25. And he didn't tell me during the deal, it wasn't transparent. So after that deal, I didn't dead him, but I was like, listen, I'm just doing my own thing. And I left him, I surpassed him. Now he's a big hater of mine. He's texting me, why don't you become the president? This and he's sarcastic. That was one guy that I looked up to. I thought he was great. We did a deal. He was just a lot of bad red flags throughout the deal. Smart guy, family guy, nice guy, but there's a reason why it was a one-man show. So the point is, people talk a lot of shit, and you can't believe what everyone says. And this guy, he really proved himself to me. He brought me in a deal, but then he basically cut me out of the deal. He didn't want future growth with me. Another example, I'm just giving you examples of my history. I had a guy that was a real estate broker. It's another big hater of mine. I'm going over my hater. This is a hater call right now. Going over my haters. So many haters, but I'm going over main haters. This real estate broker, what a tool. This guy was a complete tool. Everyone here would think he's a tool. I'm not gonna say any names. He went into business with me when I was 25, 26, you know, promised me the world, this and that. I said, you know what, all right, let's do something together. You know, everything I did obviously was very honest, and I had the utmost integrity with everything. And then he started getting salty because I was getting busy and he wasn't holding his part. And then basically he like threatened to sue me for me being a part owner of a pizzeria in Manhattan. And I was like, you know what, let's cut this off. And then, you know, he was talking so much shit, and then he would go on Instagram and say F you like to me, and then go on LinkedIn and say F you to me. And I'm just going through my haters right now. I don't even know why I'm doing this. That's another hater, but a huge hater. This is a car wash broker. This guy is still a tool and he talks so much shit. Not gonna say his name. I did a car wash. It was an open agreement. Everyone can sell the same car wash. This guy was so butthurt. I even gave the guy, I sold the car wash myself. I did everything myself. I gave the guy a referral fee just from like mentoring me. Give him like 15 grand. And he was like, you, I'm gonna tell everyone in the industry about you. I'm like, dude, I just paid you for nothing. He's like, yeah, but you should be giving me half of the deal. I have the relationship with the seller, I have the relationship with the buyer, just because you're older than me. So the point is, when you're young and you're dealing with all these people that are older, they want to mentor you, make sure that they don't think that they control you. That was the biggest thing with me. Everyone thought they can control me, and I just surpassed everyone as I grew. You know, even to this day, the people that I have partnerships in with business, you know, they think that they can control me because they saw me when I was younger. Now I'm past them, and that's a big thing in business. So you got to keep your distance a little bit. Don't get too close to everyone. Don't tell everyone your business. That's another thing. You don't want to tell everyone all your plans, and then they know everything about you. They have dirt on you. That's a big thing for everyone on this who's listening. Keep your business private. This is my car wash, guys. I don't play game. I don't go to any car wash. I go to my car wash. I get my car wash for free, obviously. And I don't even think this guy knows me. Watch this. How are you? This is my car wash. Yo soy jefe.
Oh my God.
How are you? Good, how are you?
Alright, man.
Good.
I was sitting a long time. What happened?
I'm in and out.
What kind do you want?
Anything.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Just came back from the Car Wash Expo in Vegas. And I want to see what we can implement. This is one of my locations that I own. I'm not an active partner here. I'm passive, I'm silent, but there's always things to add and get better. Over here we have about 800 monthly members. How do we get that up to 2,000? And the way to do that is to advertise more. Right now we're using Everwash platform, but the equipment we have, this is a Motor City and Econocraft. It's a mix of two different types of equipments. Right now they're giving me the best wash. This is a machine car wash. It's a mechanical machine car wash. It's not a hand wash. Average right now is about $35 per car.
Talk a little bit how you first discovered this opportunity of car washes in general.
I got lucky. You know, I got into the car wash game. I was selling businesses. I always wanted the biggest checks. You know, and car washes are good prices. So I tried to sell the biggest business I could. It was a car wash. And then from that, I'm like, this is actually not hard. Car washes are in a lot of demand. A billionaire once told me, this is true, if you want to get something done, you don't go to the wealthiest guy in the room. You don't go to the smartest guy in the room. You don't go to the best looking guy in the room. You go to the busiest guy in the room. And why is that? Because he gets the job done. There's a reason why he's busy. But he's a good busy. He's not a busy, you know, chicken with no head busy. He's a smart busy. A lot of people are busy, but they're busy for the wrong reasons. They're not focusing on the prize. They're all over the place. You don't want to be like that. Because if you're like that, you'll never get anything done. You'll try to catch up on every little job. You want to be working smart, systems and processes in place. For example, I just got rid of my cell phone. Take them, throw them out. I gave them to my assistant. I hired a new assistant just for my phones. I'm working on the marketing arm of the company. I'm working smarter. We're meeting with the #1 Chinese restaurant. This is nuts. This is crazy. Look, it's all in Chinese. The #1 Chinese owner in the country, 1,000 employees. and she wants to join Headstone. So let's see, and she also wants to refi a property. So let's see what this is about. Yeah? She's right here.
People eating in their rooms.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's big.
It's really big.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We have anybody else coming or just
No,
three?
just us.
Just us?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, it's okay. We sit on a big table.
Did you get the refinancing? This is my media manager.
Oh, okay.
We have a media
How are you?
company.
A media company.
Yeah, I'm big on social media. I have 1 million followers.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, hi.
we do a lot. Eat.
Eat. You eat. I've been eating all day.
No, I got it.
Oh, I can't.